The Second World War was a time of extreme paranoia, not only in Europe, but here in the United States. In fact, I'm standing in Fort Miles, a place that was used to protect the Delaware water bay. This fort featured guns which could shoot 25 miles. So on today's episode of Kult America, we're going to see what remains. Beside me are anti-aircraft and ship guns. These things could shoot 6 miles and took a crew of 15 people to operate. So if you had the stupid idea of trying to invade America, this will give you something to consider before you did so. So this battery behind me once housed 2 guns which were capable of shooting 16 miles, and the thing that made these guns so special was the strength of the projectile. It was approximately 1,000 pounds. So any boat that would get hit by a shell like that stood no chance. I think that is honestly the biggest gun I ever saw in my life. That is crazy. I guess you need a big gun to shoot down a ship. All right, this gun weighs 168,000 pounds. It had a range of 20 miles, which, to give you a little bit of perspective, if they so desired, they could actually shoot the army base on the coast of New Jersey from here. This took 25 people to operate, and I think that it was one of the major deterrents for the German Nazis to invade America. These abandoned army barracks once housed up to 32 soldiers. There was a separate latrine and showering area. Generally, the conditions were very primitive. In the 1960s, these buildings were used for tourism, and families would actually come and spend their vacation here. But now today, they stand abandoned. They could imagine that here were 32 stressed out, stinking men. And as uncomfortable of conditions as those may have been, they must have felt very lucky to be here, as their buddies and colleagues, many of them, were in Europe dying. Now beyond this point stands a lighthouse which is closed to tourists, and there's actually an information plaque about it. What really struck me was that the plaque talked about the various technologies that the lighthouse had to use through the years to stay lit. And this is a humongous contrast. Right there was a battery with 2 16-mile range guns, and just beyond was a lighthouse to welcome other people in. And this is the disgusting nature of war. It is making an otherwise welcoming place very, very hostile. So we are climbing an observation tower that was a part of Fort Miles on the coast of Delaware. And these observation towers were important because they blocked submarines and ships, which could go up the Delaware Bay and ultimately bomb Philadelphia. So if you're passing through here, it seems like an odd location to have bunkers and a fort, but it's actually pretty key. I'm riding on a ferry between New Jersey and Delaware, and it's a really nice moment to reflect on the reality of what those bases meant to America. This waterway seems very innocent, and it was very resourceful for the country in terms of moving goods and people to and from. But in a time of war, even something so innocent can be horribly hostile, and it can even be a really great vulnerability to the country. I'm only grateful that today I can ride this ferry in peace with no worries of war or hostility. Anyways, if you like this video, check out the other video that I made on Mediacraft TV channel featuring the forts and bunkers on the New Jersey side of the Delaware Bay. Other than that, subscribe to Kult America, check out my other exclusive content on Mediacraft TV platform, and I will see you next week.